It's no secret that id Software has taken heavy hits from Microsoft's layoffs as of late, losing over half of their staff to the point where id Software has actually come out and stated that their team is about the same size as they were when they were creating Doom 2016, which leaves me to think, were that many useless people really working at id Software? Like, can you guys still make a good Doom game with the amount of people that you have when you created Doom 2016? Because if they put out another Doom game and it's on the higher quality bar of what we come to expect from id, bro, like, I'm gonna be honest here, maybe Microsoft had to point in some of these layoffs, but time will only tell on that. Doom is a franchise that has been in gaming since like its inception. Like, it's the first-person shooter ever. This is a franchise that needs to be loved, that needs to be curated, that should realistically be way bigger than it already is. Should be having more games, more spin-offs. I would love to see a TV show. If you've ever watched the Doom movie, like, we need a second try on that, because the Dwayne The Rock Johnson Doom movie was just not it, except maybe for that one part at the very end where they show the first-person section. But like, there's so much possibility with the Doom franchise, and Microsoft, you guys need to nourish it. And how they've decided as well to nourish it, so to say, but then also lay off employees, I know doesn't make sense, but it's just a franchise that I'm coming to expect a lot from. And to be honest here as well, as someone like myself who's been playing Doom, The Dark Ages Revelations, and I was not the biggest fan of Doom The Dark Ages base game. I was not. Like, I'm an Eternal fanboy. I love Eternal so much. I love its movement, love its combat. And you know what? Like, I see Doom The Dark Ages for what it is. It is a good game. Like, there's no taking away from it. It's not my cup of tea, but I recognize that it is a good game. But holy shit, Revelations is just on another level, bro. The spear and the, like, meat hook that's attached to it, it's just, this is exactly what I wanted from the base game. And it's like, dude, the studio can still make a quality goddamn title. Like, this could be a whole other game with the amount of content and arenas and stuff that there is to have in the actual title. And that shows me that, look, id Software, before they got laid off, can still make a good damn Doom title. They can still make a solid game. The problem, however, also comes down to Microsoft's own ability to sell the damn title. Because yes, Doom The Dark Ages no doubt probably would have sold better if it didn't launch day one in Game Pass. I'm going to be realistically honest here. I guarantee you it would have sold a lot better if it didn't launch in the $20 a month subscription service. Eternal, I'm pretty sure, made over $600 to $800 million in its lifetime. Doom 2016 probably made a bit less than that. But these franchises sell. It's a billion-dollar franchise. It sells like hotcakes. They make a lot of money. But putting it into a subscription service, probably not the best idea. And that's a discussion for a completely other video where realistically here, maybe Microsoft needs to move away from day one titles. Because it doesn't make sense to put a game that probably would cost about $200 to $300 million, at least in my opinion, with Doom The Dark Ages, and throw that into a subscription service that would take years to recoup. And then, like, oh, you know, we'll have $1 million or $2 million buy the game, so we'll recoup the sales for that and keep the subscription revenue. That's probably Microsoft's plan. Unfortunately enough, that's not working. It comes down to even just more of their franchises in general as well. You can't just rely on namesake, especially when people are looking at how id Software is going to be innovating and changing up the gameplay loop, especially with the Dark Ages. They're not going to want to fully invest into the product, and they just want to say, hey, look, I'm going to play through Game Pass. I'm not one of those people. I spent like $300 on the collector's edition. Fucking love the statue, but I'm not all those other people, right? I am a Doom fanboy. I'm gonna buy the game no matter what. I'm gonna purchase the collector's edition. I'm gonna be buying the DLC. I am one of those hardcore fans that's just gonna be playing the game. But when we come down to the normal people that are just looking, oh, a new first-person shooter Doom, yeah, it's Doom, right? Oh, I don't have to buy it? When I did buy Eternal, when I did buy Doom 2016? Like, you're not gonna keep that same, oh, I'm gonna keep buying it. It's just, I don't understand Microsoft's plan here with the Doom franchise, with other franchises in general. This goes down to Halo, this goes down to the Elder Scrolls. This is videos that could be made for perpetuity, it's just eternity. It's so confusing to me how they're treating this franchise and how they want this franchise, Doom, to be another one of those top tier franchises like Fallout, like the Elder Scrolls, like Quake. Like, they want it to be like, yes, this is a game we focus on. This is a game that we want making money. And yet you guys lay people off. And look, if id Software creates a game on the quality bar of every single other Doom game in this trilogy, and they have the same amount of staff as they do right now after the layoffs, I'm gonna be honest here. Again, like I said earlier, Microsoft kind of had a fucking point. If, like, you just really had all of those many useless people at the studio, maybe Microsoft had a point. But out of everything else, I'm expecting this franchise to continue. I'm expecting Microsoft, and they better continue this franchise. They better keep id Software around. I don't want to see any bullshit where they just completely get rid of id Tech, because it's literally the best first-person shooter engine in gaming. It is the most well optimized. It is gorgeous. And that's the best part. It is gorgeous. The Doom the Dark Ages cutscenes are gorgeous. The environments are gorgeous. The graphics are gorgeous. There's no downside to this engine. And how Microsoft isn't even maybe licensing it out to other franchises, to other developers, just blows my mind. Microsoft, y'all need to do better for Doom and for the rest of the franchises that you have in your fucking portfolio, because come on, man.